We all know that walking or biking to work instead of driving our cars can help change our carbon footprint. There's so much more we can do to experience the full benefits of an eco-friendly lifestyle. We welcome Melissa Jones, founder of MLJ Event Management, a business with a focus on the environment. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you started your company in 2010.
I did.
And how did you know you wanted your company to have this eco-friendly focus?
Well, I was actually exposed to my now mentor, who is an event veteran for over 15 years, and her niche was green events. So I had the opportunity to work alongside with her as I was developing my business. Didn't even know what a green event was, had no idea. I worked on galas, I worked on trade shows, I worked on a green wedding showcase with her, and she really showed me how to incorporate sustainability in your events. So it just really exposed me into an entire new environment when it came to planning, and I knew that it was my responsibility as I was developing my business model to incorporate that as a service and offer it to my clients and encourage my clients to also incorporate sustainability while planning.
Well, I have to say, as a small business owner, we have received advice from someone on the show that if you are going to start your own business, you should do what you did, which is learn on the job. You know, you've got a job that's actually doing that, and then start your own business. So you're very smart in having done that. So give me an example of, let's say I decide I want to have an event to host President Obama. What would you recommend I do that would be eco-friendly?
Well, first, I tell everyone, especially if this is an event that may have been done before, look back at that same event from last year, previous years. How many people came? Can we lower our food count? Do we really need all that transportation? Were all the glasses on the table pre-filled? Absolutely do not do that.
Why? Oh, because you're wasting water.
Water. It's natural resources. Huge problem with climate change and our environment in general. Water. Do not pre-fill. If you actually notice, if you go to a restaurant and you ask for a glass of water, do you drink it all?
Well, you know what? They used to just automatically have water. And now you have to ask.
Absolutely. Okay. Some restaurants still do it, but definitely do not pre-fill those water glasses. What vendors can we use? You know, can we use a floral vendor who sources from a local farm? Can we use a vendor who sources all of their food locally? Our lights, our lighting, can we use LED lighting instead of regular lighting? You know, there are a host of things, and they're actually low-hanging fruit pieces that can be incorporated. I mean, I feel like there are levels to sustainability when, even in your personal life and your business life, and you can just take that first step. You know, I did an event a month ago, and the client got rid of all their water bottles, and before, I've done a number of events for them before, and they always want water bottles, just in case guests want to grab and go, and I said, no, we are not doing water bottles this year. You know, let's grab glasses and just have them
move them along.
I moved them along, and it was victory. It really, really was, because it's a habit. And when you think of sustainability, it's really a behavior, and it's really being conscious and aware. But definitely look back at what you've done before and see what you can cut out, cut down. You know, gadgets. How many reusable bags do we all really need when we go to events? How many more pens do we need? Really? And when you think about sustainability, the biggest thing, I know people focus on reducing, recycling, and reusing. Reducing is the biggest key. What do I not have to buy? Really, it really is, because where does it travel from? The carbon footprint. It has an impact on the earth, you know? So all these little pieces are interrelated, but those small things, from your food, you know, from the pre-filling of the water glasses to using sustainable vendors, just small things to incorporate into your event, just to set that tone, set that platform, you know, and then you just gradually go as you plan your events, and then you start saying, hey, I'm kind of feeling good about the way that this is going. You know, we feel more conscious, we feel more aware. Let's take it to the next level.
Well, I think what a lot of this requires is for us to change the way we think. I mean, I've done events before. I've had to plan huge events, and you know, you get into this little rhythm of, okay, I'm going to have the bag that has this in it, and you know, make sure all the water glasses are filled on the table, and it's pull back,
absolutely
rethink, and having someone like you who is an expert at doing it from this angle to come in and say, here's all the stuff that you're doing wrong. We can, you know, really do, like you said, how many more pens do we need?
Absolutely. I mean, it comes to a point, I come to events and I just thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, you leave the stuff there.
I leave the stuff there.
The swag bag.
The swag. You cannot convince me of a swag bag, okay, anymore. If it's not really some exclusive bag, I don't want it. But seriously, you know, it's those small little things that you can cut back and just save on resources. You really can. So, and anybody can do it. It's not, you know, just because I've had experience in planning a green event. Anybody can do it. Anyone can do it. And it's very simple, very easy.
As an African American woman in business for yourself, are you often the only person in the room when you are having these conversations about having an eco-friendly business?
I am a sore thumb. I stick out like a sore thumb.
How does that make you feel?
You know what, honestly, you know, I've gotten used to my friends or my colleagues, you know, kind of giving me this look like, Melissa, why are you talking about this issue? It's a lifestyle for me, you know, and as I'm become even more deeply rooted in the climate issues and the way that our environment is going, it scares me. So, you know, like I said, it's my responsibility as a planner to really say, on my business side, this is what we can be doing. When you think about it, we have thousands of events per year, thousands, you know. We are a huge, we are a large contributor to our carbon footprint and the way that our environment is going. But, you know, sometimes, I mean, at the very beginning, I was a little bit uncomfortable because I was the only one in the room who I felt like within my community who really felt deeply about this issue. Now, it's like I said, it's a lifestyle for me. I'm passionate about it and I don't care, you know, and I feel like it's my responsibility to educate my family, my friends, my network, my peers who really aren't as rooted in the issue because it affects every single thing. But I mean, I wish more of my African American friends and families and colleagues would jump on board, and that's the goal.
So,
that's the goal.
What do you think is the sticking point within the African American community to actually become more eco-friendly? Is it this perception that it costs a lot of money to do it, and therefore, you know, I don't have extra dollars to, you know, buy this, that, or the other, or change this?
Right, absolutely. Because even when you think about food, and you know, our food system that's a whole nother conversation. A whole nother conversation. So when you even just think about, you know, incorporating more healthier food practices into your lifestyle, and even on the business side, people obviously think, oh, organic, that's expensive.
Right.
Or to source locally, that's expensive.
Organic is expensive. Let's just be clear about it.
It is. It can be, you know, it can be expensive, but at the long run, think about your health, you know, and it's like that can be more expensive versus changing your diet, you know, and it works for me. Like I said, it's a lifestyle for me. I don't think about it.
What about farmers markets?
Absolutely loves farmers markets, you know, sourcing locally. And that's actually a big thing. Another key thing for sustainability, sustaining our community, supporting our small businesses. Our family farmers are pretty much in jeopardy because of the large factory farmers. Still, it has a lot to do with the business side because when you're ordering your food, where's your food coming from? You know, is your caterer sourcing from the local farmer, or is your food coming from the Midwest somewhere?
Right.
And then what is in my food?
Right.
That's a whole nother conversation, you know, so it's interrelated. I mean, food affects everything, and really on the event planning side, but definitely, you know, the expense is the driver point, which, you know, I'm hoping to kind of mobilize people and step back and say, hey, let's really look at what you're eating, you know, or how many times have you gone to the doctor? And I'm not a doctor, but, you know, I changed my diet for health reasons, and so did my mother. But it's definitely like one of the key issues why I think people are just like.
Yeah. And again, we just need to be educated, and sometimes it helps to be educated by someone who looks like you.
Exactly.
Melissa Jones with MLJ Entertainment Event Management. Yes. Girl, I'll get it right. I'm sorry, I got something in my throat here. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and continue to talk about this within our community because we have to do our part too.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us.